Introducing Griddle and Grill, the modern way to turn your stovetop into a chef's kitchen. Griddle and Grill is a grill on one side, a griddle on the other, and it fits securely over gas or electric.
This woman has a yeast infection, but it's the last thing on her mind. She uses Monistat, the treatment found in more households. Not that you want it to be found.
Jameson Laboratories, our finest quality glucosamine and glucosamine chondroitin. Available at fine pharmacies and better health food stores. Look for the Arthroman brand. It's
Don't leave me this way.
Welcome back for a wrap on your weekend entertainment. Adrian Silver is standing by now with all the details. Adrian.
Thanks, Aaron. He's been a Star Wars fan for years, and now Clayton T. Stewart is getting a chance to direct and star in his own fan film. Let's head on set with the cast and crew of Star Wars: The Evil Within.
Star Wars: The Evil Within, A/B cam, scene 4, take 1.
It's supposed to be a short little 5-minute, lightsaber duel. We were going to go out, have some fun on the weekend, shoot it in the forest or something. And, my creative juices just took over.
2.5 years later, Star Wars mega fan Clayton T. Stewart began shooting his full-length fan film called Star Wars: The Evil Within.
Action!
A fan film is a movie made by fans of a film. The only stipulation is no one involved in the production can make any money from its creation. Although Stewart's movie won't be raking in the dough, the Force has gotten local fans and non-fans geared up.
Probably half of the cast and crew are huge Star Wars fans. The other half aren't. They don't know anything about Star Wars.
When we initially say that we're doing a Star Wars fan film, they're like, oh, okay, a bunch of geeks making a fan film, that's great. But then when they realize the, epic scope that we're trying to go for, people get really excited.
There's over 70 cast and crew involved in the motion picture, about 4 Jedi Knights protecting the Empress from an unknown assassin. But the plot thickens. The Evil Within has to work on a very limited budget.
Well, actually, our budget is, whatever I have in my pocket on the day.
This no-budget film has had a lot of support from the community. Even local band The Harlots are getting in on the action, donating the set from their latest video on one condition.
If you're going to use them for your fan film, we'll leave them up for you, and you can worry about taking them down. So I was on the next bus down here.
Filming for The Evil Within will wrap up on May 30th. Plans are in the works for a September release at Cinematheque, and Stewart says the original creator of Star Wars, George Lucas, can expect a copy.
We'll send them a DVD version of it, and hopefully they'll take a look at it and get back to us.
We need to get to an escape pod right away, Empress.
The main thing that I've learned about this mammoth project is that headaches are a way of life, and that when, many talented people come together, you can really get a lot accomplished.
Escape the ship immediately.
If you'd like to get involved, log on to the fan film's website at theevilwithin.com. Meanwhile, some other familiar characters were at the Manitoba Children's Museum today. The Queen of Hearts, Alice, and...
Extraterrestrial intelligence today is the possibility that even if NASA or SETI discovers something, they may not disclose it to the general public. The Brookings Report from 1961 recommends that any such discoveries should be concealed from the public for fear of the devastating effects they'd have on culture, and especially religion.
far different than I expected. People were a lot nicer than I expected, actually. It was a far better environment to try new things and, even experience filming in general.
I had seen the website previous, so I knew it was going to be a pretty big project. I was prepared for that.
Well, when I first heard it was a Star Wars movie, I was kind of like, oh, great, because I didn't know anything about Star Wars. And then I found out, like, how big of a production it was going to be and how you guys were all putting it together. Like, it was this huge movie that's going to be full length and it's all this stuff, and it was just you guys doing it. It was crazy. I thought it was crazy. And I felt like a big geek. I didn't know anything, and everybody else is, like, standing around talking about Star Wars, and I'm, like, off in the corner by myself, twiddling my thumbs.
Well, it seemed like it was going to be something just that was a lot of fun to do. It gave me some experience working on a film set, doing makeup, and it also gave me a chance to do something that most makeup artists don't get a chance to do very often, which is just create things from scratch and really put my mark on the project.
I thought it was really cool. It looked like a really big project. It didn't look like something small. Like if people are going to do like a 20-minute bit, generally they don't need to cast call for people or this and that. It looked really professional, and it looked like a good opportunity. It looked pretty good. Like, we checked out the website; it was well done from what was there. So yeah, it looked really good. So it was a good opportunity. That's how I saw it.
My first impression of the project was it was really amateur, but the thing is that we all are. Like, since it is an independent film, I knew that there wouldn't be a budget at all, or there wouldn't be any money, which is fine by me. But the thing is that once there's no money, you get a little bit more creative.
Well, I was surprised by the magnitude of it. That's the total energy and the commitment that people were putting into it. Certainly, it's a project of this size. You would imagine would incorporate thousands of dollars, but here it's all volunteer effort.
Before getting here, I was thinking, oh, you're kidding me, right? A bunch of geeks making a piddly little Star Wars movie. It's not like that. It's a bigger than I expected production. It's a more professional than I expected production. Clayton is probably the calmest director that I have ever seen. And
definitely.
He's a cool guy.
Oh, yeah.
Not that you aren't, both of you. Cool. And I'm thinking that it's going to be pretty darn cool when it's all said and done and finished. I'm looking forward to seeing how you cope with the lightsaber sound effects and visual effects.
Yeah. I basically thought, Star Wars fans, I'm going to be around other people who understand my fascination with it. And I knew that it wasn't, it was partially amateur, partially professional. But I've worked on all different types of film sets to this point in various capacities. So I was just happy to see what was going on here, and nothing really surprises me in film at this point.
Unlike Nancy, I was actually born a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And watching the Star Wars movies has, to me, always been like flipping through a photo album of cherished memories. And now actually being able to be a part of a Star Wars production and addition to the realm of the Star Wars universe, it's almost like coming home.
Well, last Star Wars...
You guys, I swore I wasn't going to let you do this.
Looked like a whole bunch of fun. I like acting, so it's an opportunity to try out, and I got a part. I showed up for one of our early meetings with a prop that I handed around, and everyone was impressed, so I got assigned the prop part.
I know people better now, and they're a little more goofy. They know a lot more than everyone about all the movie stuff and everything, so it's neat to learn. But impressions haven't really changed.
You're all still weird. You're just cool and weird.
I mean, when we went in, I knew it was like, it was going to be a long script, it was going to be a lot of hard work, and you know, the crew's done a really good job on making this project like a huge, quote, epic proportion. That's right.
I don't feel like such a geek anymore, because I know I'm not the only one that doesn't know anything about Star Wars. And I went and rented the movies, which helped.
Well, I never realized what a nightmare was going to... I mean, wait. Let me try that again. I don't think my impressions have really changed all that much. It's continued to be a fun project, if occasionally frustrating, but it's soon that you get done on any film set. And all the people I've worked with have been great so far.
Well, as the film comes to a close, it's kind of like... No, I see how it went. I thought things would go a little faster. You think things would work out smoother, but then you get into the real run of things, like how long it takes to put in a 2-minute scene. It actually takes 6 hours. It takes a full day to do your 2-minute scene, and it kind of drains you. You realize, like, you know, you kind of see that it's tough to get so many people together at one time to do something, and everybody's, you know, it's tough. So the work you never see. You always see the fun. So that's how I've been viewed it, but it's still been fun, it's still been good, and I want to keep plugging it until it's done. So.
Wow. My first impression, like I said, strictly, I was like, oh, what are these guys doing? I hope these guys are doing Star Wars justice. And when I met these guys, everybody was so welcoming. Clayton, especially in the ward, like, those guys were really, really welcoming. And I guess after meeting everybody else, I guess that's where more of my first impressions changed. And I guess it went vice versa from them as well.
I've noticed that quite a few people have had quite a level of professionalism and professional attitude about it. I've noticed people being able to make do with what we have and make simple things work a lot more than they would have otherwise. Like, the total is not the sum of its parts. It can be beyond that, and that's pretty much what I've noticed as things have progressed.
Yo, Lee.
Yo,
I got some Bacta for you.
Bacta? I love the taste of Bacta.
I love Bacta. No matter how much I say I hate it, Bacta is where it's at. Bacta's number one.
It's a Bacta commercial.
Now, back to the movie.
Experience. It was something different. I'd never tried acting or filming. There aren't any pictures of me really until filming started, so it's very different.
I've always had a love for acting. Since when I was young, I was at Manitoba Theatre for Young People. I was there for several years doing theatre. And from there, I started writing my own kind of short movies and, you know, toying around with a video camera. And I thought this would be a wicked chance, because this is like, I mean, it's the first feature-length movie I've been involved in. And I thought this would be a wicked chance to see what life on a real movie set would be like.
I just love acting. Any kind of acting I can do is all good. Anything I can get my hands on.
Again, just for the experience, a chance to do something that might never get a chance to do again. Looks good on the resume, feature-length film. And also good to put down key makeup artist.
Why? Well, there's several reasons. First of all, it's like a life-obtaining goal. I've always wanted to be in a movie, whether it be, well, ultimately Hollywood would be, you know, pretty much everybody's dream who has that kind of goal. But even still, I mean, a full feature film of this magnitude, just seeing some of the extra special effects, like with the lightsabers that were compiled together at the very beginning, just that minute take, seeing. Just standing there with the effects going on with an ignited lightsaber, it's just mesmerizing. So I mean, that's just the best part. That's just cool.
Oh, well, like I said, yeah, I'm just a big Jedi at heart.
It'll be fun to do. Always been a Star Wars fanatic. And it was just a great opportunity to work with such great people.
Well, because
I love being on film sets.
I love being on film sets. I love acting. Nancy's pretty much, no, I'm a little bit biased here, but I also firmly believe that Nancy is the best makeup artist you'll ever find, and I wanted to have her get some work out there. She wanted to have some work get out there, and like that.
Definitely.
Well, I've been a maker of things since I was 8 years old, and decided it was time to make a film. So I did. Got in it. Got some stuff happening. It's a good time.
Motivation? I don't know. The director usually tells me my motivation, but it's fun. Well, what more is there to say? Everybody has to keep motivated. It has to be fun and different. Mm-hmm.
Certainly not the early hours. No. You know what? It's a lot of things. There's everything from like the fight training has been awesome, all that, and I mean the crew and the cast is wicked. It's a great bunch of people to work with, and the way the story unfolds and the way the script is. Mostly, you know, it's mostly the cast and the crew because they're a great bunch of people to work with, and that's what really motivates me to keep doing it.
I'm excited about this project, not only because it's Clayton's baby and I know how long he's been working on it and stuff like that, but for all of us involved, it's just such a massive project compared to anything else that we've ever done. So it's exciting. I'm kind of actually sad it's over though. Or it's going to be over.
Stubbornness. And just anything that I start, I have a tendency to want to finish, so now that project's going along, I just can't see myself dropping off. And what are you staring at, Glenn? You're scaring me.
Exactly, just that. To see all the effects in, to see it beginning to end, to see what we've created, just to really see the effects come to life with what we've done, and all the cut and the editing, because that's pretty much the real work. And we can take take after take and all that, but it's just piecing together to see ourselves in something so big and so grand that could be. It's just the thought is just incredible. It just blows me away. So it's all about the final product that I really want to see. The final product with all the effects, with all the jazz, with all the good cutting, to see what we've done, what we're capable of doing with our budget, which is $0 essentially, and just seeing what's going on, like what blood, sweat, and tear actually does, like when it really boils down to it. So.
The one thing that keeps me motivated about this project is the people that surround me. And just the whole cast and crew, they're a great bunch of guys and girls. We all have a good time. Like everybody gets a little bit stressed out at times, and hey, that's understandable. It goes with everything. And everybody somewhat mentioned that before. And keep on making noise in the back. That's cool.
Hold on a second.
Shut up!
Solid commitment. When you take something on, you don't quit, you keep going. It's like climbing a mountain, you don't quit halfway up. You stop halfway down, take a break, but you still get to get up to the top.
That's just, I mean, I know that Terry's always been this way, but that's, as far, speaking for myself, I don't go on to projects and then, yeah, it's volunteer, forget this, I'm going to take off. I mean, that's what working in film is. You make a commitment, you see through to the end, and it's helpful if you can find projects that are enjoyable, as this has been for the both of us. That's not a problem.
Just to clear something up though, if it wasn't a commitment, if you didn't feel you were honor bound to be here, would you be here?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
It sounded like she was avoiding that.
No, yeah,
we both had a
definitely.
blast here, and we kind of assume that it's going to continue being fun, and plus the people are really cool. And oh, sorry, problem wasn't. We just think it's really cool, and we see no reason not to continue.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I like to see, I like the crowd that we're working with. Everyone seems to be pretty cool, and I'm having a good time most of the time. Some days it's a little rough. But we get through the rough spots and just keep slugging on, because it's basically fun.
I'm a lot more open now, and I can speak to different people. I know that. It's definitely a goal to have social skills, everyone. Don't be like me. Talk to people. I don't know. I got no idea. It's good experience for me as an actor, or as an actor wannabe, whatever you want to call it. It's a really good experience. It's a lot of fun.
Well, like I said, it gives me a chance to really just create and key to makeup now that we finally have a makeup department as such. It's just giving me a chance to really learn how things are done on set and just learn how to get things done, essentially.
I don't know how far the chances of. I mean, I haven't really got into like Prairie Theater Exchange or taking courses or anything. So I really haven't looked into becoming an actor, as I'm more of a security person in terms of a job or that plug and away. But the Evil Within I still think is a good opportunity. I know other people involved. Maybe if Clay becomes bigger, maybe he'll remember me. It's just a good way to put your name out there. Just a website. I mean, it's been hit on like 4,500 times. I know the publicity will be worldwide, as I know it's going to be on the Force.net, I believe. So, I mean, whatever comes out of it, it's fine. It's just great. I mean, just even in terms of just, even the fun. I mean, just like, I'm still in a movie. It's a full feature film. It's still a life goal. So, I mean, to get out of it, I mean, I just want to see myself and everybody else finished product. That's like the hype, the super hype.
Wow, how it ties in with my own personal goals, I would say it gives me a little bit more experience of camera work and filmmaking and editing and how shots are set up, how they're not set up, the lighting. It's just a lot of experience being fluid throughout the cast and crew and just everybody working together.
For myself, I actually do want to continue to pursue acting as well as makeup. And it's more than just getting your foot in the door. The more different types of projects that you work on as a makeup artist or an actress or actor or whatever, then you end up making sure that your palette is diverse, basically. And this is another type of project where there's so many different challenges that are, I mean, if you have the right attitude, they're easily met. And if you have a good team working together, as is here, then it makes it that much more lucrative for the future of the people who are working on the project, myself included, of course.
Well, I've loved films from an early age. Working on one has been something I do from time to time on the outside. And it was good being part of the decision-making process. So I just like to keep going.
I think it's I don't know much about Star Wars fan films, but I think it's something different and something new and something that hasn't been done a zillion times, hopefully. Drugs are bad, but apparently they make people creative.
Do it again. Do it nice and slow. Do it nice and slow.
Let's go with the bombing, Majesty.
The anxiety of waiting for that information to decrypt.
Sorry. It really hurts. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Hunting paper dolls and hanging them on walls. I don't like them at all. The minds are not small. I don't think that it's right. They haven't any sight. I don't think that it's fair that they don't even care. Here I am, looking down, waiting for feet to touch the ground. I see
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
나중에 멋이 정확하시고 아마
I have everything under control.
Coloring techniques are of no use right now.
Guys have scripted footage.
And I'm still not doing the right lines either. Oh, this sucks. Okay.
Good. Coloring techniques are all about this.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I have a piece of carrot, like,
Yes, you do. Actually, you do, but it'll never show up.
Are you seriously? Shut up.
Did that in movie theater once.
We did that at our wedding, actually.
We do that a lot of places. It's frightening.
Start by stating your name and your shareholder. You never asked me. I got told you when I see that. Oh, sorry, that's so you're...
Well,
I'd like you to start by introducing yourself.
have a character.
My next year. Personal. Well, naturally, it's...
No, you go. Give me the answer. Oh, I think one of the highlights had to be that first meeting with the cast and crew where I brought in a 5-year-old passed it around. Unexpectedly touched the on button and started buzzing his hand. Jumping the screen.
Relax.
It's everyone else that I'm worried about.
You'll be fine.
Coloring techniques are of no use right now. Arrows on the script. There's arrows on the script.
I'm trying
There's
so
arrows on the
hard.
script.
Okay, let's just take it from there. Calming tech. Don't give me that opportunity. Just stand up and do a little dance. Don't give me that. It's just like, yeah, I can just go for this. I don't want people thinking I'm trying to get people to watch the movie, right? And be like, whoa, that crazy girl's in that movie. I don't watch that.
You know I'm recording, right?